Absolutely.
And we're live. We're live.
Oh. People can hear us.
Yes. I have to set this up in a way... Okay. You're not seeing anything on screen right now because I have to set this up in a way because of the way that it sets up. Because when I first started it, it was loud as shit. Hurt my ears. I have sensitive ears. I'm also... Thank you for sabbing. I know. Give me a goddamn second, woman! I'm doing shit! I'm doing shit! Also, my mic is closer to my mouth because of the fact that I went back into certain streams and I'm very quiet. Like, it's not that you can't hear me, but I'm very quiet. Also, pick up your shit. But I have it closer to my mouth, so hopefully things are a lot more balanced. It is a continuous journey learning from my fuck-ups. Also, haven't been streaming for a while. Went on a massive break. What?
It's like, oh boy, I can't wait to cry again.
So, I've only seen a Let's Play of it. Of Edith Finch. But it was more background noise than anything. So there's a lot of stuff that I had kind of missed. Alright.
Yeah, no, because when I played, because I didn't, it wasn't even all that long ago that I played What Remains of Edith and the Unfinished One.
Can you hear the game alright on the stream?
Yes. Hold on. Let me see if I
Break the gates! Do you need the game to be louder? Alright, I will go and turn up the game. No, don't turn off the computer. Don't do that. Do not do that, please.
Yeah, but,
Can you hear yourself fine?
Yeah, I'm a little staticky, though, I noticed.
That's weird. You're not staticky in my headphones.
That's weird. But yeah, as I was saying, it wasn't even all that long ago that I played Edith and Unfinished One myself. Edith Finch, as Big Mac says, there was a point in time where I was laughing quite a bit, but then, like, towards the end, I was, like, holding back tears the entire fucking time. And then, like, Unfinished One was very interesting. It was kind of an experience.
Didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery was enough to bring me back.
Alright, is the game good now?
I'm waiting.
Is there? What's that?
It's still a little quiet, but at least it's hearable now.
Oh, turn it up. I'm not the best when it comes to setting up, and also I'm a little bit rusty because it's been a while.
At least.
Do you want to tap a smidge? I'll put it at 42, the answer to the universe. How about that? What is this path down here? Oh. I wish I could remember what type of flower that is. I may be lost.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
I don't know why this gives me like a series of unfortunate events vibes.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
I do know a little bit of it. Like there is a mailbox up here that I missed because I went the other way. I would... Oh shit, oh my god, you moved. I would love to live in a place like this. At the same time, fuck this. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't have driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoofprints.
Oh, I got the achievement, all roads.
Yep. I went that first path first and then went through the woods.
Where is the mailbox? I want to get to the mailbox. How the fuck is delivering mail out here? By the way. Oh, I'm back to... Oh, alright then. No, I just wasted everyone's time. No, I thought the mailbox was up here. That's why I went all the way back. I didn't realize how far everything was. Also, the reason why I went down that path is because I thought I saw something glowing. Do you think Heaton would like this game? I think she would like this game.
Yes, but it's also a walking sim.
Oh, she's not a fan of those?
I don't know.
I'm not that...
I think Heaton would like the story more. I think Heaton would like the story more than the game itself.
I'm not much of a, I did look at a lot of the wikis for this game, but my memory isn't also the best. Oh, hi. But I did want to experience this game for myself, though, because, I did make effort to not know anything about the Finnish
The
Swan.
house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
I would low-key love a house like this. It also low-key looks like the house of the, who was it? Aunt? The aunt.
About the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
It was the aunt in the series of unfortunate events. Everyone hear the game all right? Also, that looks like Eustace's truck from Courage of a Cowardly Dog. I want to make sure that the audio is good because of the fact there's a lot of voice acting in it.
Oh yeah, this game is very, very story driven.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Reminds me of my, like, grandparents' house. Not like the way it's built, but that feeling.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
To lighten the mood while I fix the sound for, like, the 50th time. By the way, it's a lot it's really difficult for me to mix sound sometimes because my ears are kind of sensitive. So what is quiet for you is appearing loud for me. Also, just the fact that the fucking computer is weird sometimes about the way that it does these things. Let's see if this fixes it. That is weird.
You could just try turning it up on you use Streamlabs, right?
Yeah.
Probably turn it up in Streamlabs and then turn me down on Discord. So I'm not too loud.
Yeah, I could just do that. I'm an idiot. Yeah, say something?
Something.
Oh wow, you're loud in my ear. I don't know why.
Sorry.
Why does my computer hate me? You try to say something?
Something.
Let me boost you just a little bit. There you go. That way,
Alright.
everyone wins.
Alright, hopefully it's appearing now in my little capture. There we go. I think that should be fine. I'm very rusty. I haven't done this in a while. I've also never really been good at audio mixing because everything is too loud to me.
Got sensitive little ears.
I remember one thing I've always hated about like any game is when you can't fucking turn down the music in comparison to the voice acting. I always have to do that specifically for JRPGs. Oh, that's right. Funny story from when I was a child to help lighten the mood. So I don't know if I've ever said this before, but when I was a kid, I was born knowing Japanese. So, holy fuck, Jesus
I heard
Christ!
something moving around in the garage.
I don't know. No. I don't like that. I don't like that. Why? Why would you do this?
You had the exact same response that I did.
Why? But when I was born in Japan, and so my first language was actually Japanese. The reason why I know English very well is because after I was 4 years old, I moved back. I didn't move back. I moved to America. Well. And so when I visited Japan to be with my mom every summertime, she would sometimes take me to my oji-san's house, my oji-san and my oba-san's house. And they would help basically reteach me Japanese. And when I was a kid, I didn't know how to say bathroom. So I would call the toilet, I would call it toto. I would call the bathroom toto. So whenever I needed to go pee, because I would use a bathroom excuse so that I wouldn't have to study. So I would say, I need to go to the toto. Toto. I want to go toto. Because that was the brand that was on top, on the side of the toilet. So I thought the Japanese word for bathroom was toto. And it is something that my grandparents have held over my head since forever. I think they still laugh about it a little bit. I still call it toto for fun.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Wow, that was really fucking loud. That was really loud. Oh my god, I saw it on the fucking audio thing. It like burst. So this is the opposite of a JRPG. The voice acting is loud as shit. Which, you know, I'm fine with. Except now I gotta refix it. Did you hear that, Susie?
Not particularly. On my end, I have everything pretty balanced. Friendly reminder, I can turn down...
No, I was looking at the audio capture, and I saw it, like, go all the way up when she started talking. Oh.
Looking in,
no.
I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Okay, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Also, fuck that. I hate that. Anything where you have to, like, look through a peephole is just ripe for skurs. Okay, so that didn't work. And I cannot jump. Maybe because I am preggers.
Ah, so you know about that part.
I mean, you can look down.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. But yes, I knew about that. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a
Crawling
couch.
through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
How the hell did you crawl through that when you're pregnant? How? Alright.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Then why did you even try? How the fuck did you get through that when you're pregnant? Alright, I need to turn... You need to fucking chill, Light. You are shining in my eye. I know that I need you so my avatar doesn't freak out, but you're in my face. I really like this house, though. Kind of reminds me of my old home. It did not have nearly as much space.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Oh, this is so creepy.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oh, I thought that said die. Edith Finch. The Northwest Chef, The Book of Mushrooms, Flavors of India, The Pacific Pantry, Wild Feast. I'd be down for that.
See, if Bright Sun Films has taught me anything, unrealistic portrayal of an abandoned home, where's all the vandalism?
Like how after Lewis started
I mean,
working
to be
at the
fair, they're in
cannery,
the
we all got
woods.
sick of eating salmon.
That
Except for
doesn't
Cat,
change
Molly.
anything.
I disagree.
Mm.
At least
You've never
somewhat.
seen Bright Sun Films, have you?
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Sounds like me. Literally the only place nearby that delivers is fucking McDonald's. It's only because Uber Eats is expensive as hell. I like how she kind of speeds up when she is actually in the house. I don't know. Is this
The
something
table was
that...
still a
Ooh.
wreck from the night we left.
Just take a drink now. Before you go all storytelling on me.
It was like a bomb had gone
Fuck.
off, killing
Jesus.
everyone but sparing the furniture.
Can you not scare me with your goddamn dialogue? Give me a moment. I just find it very impressive when video games use like real photos of people. It's just like that extra bit of effort. I appreciate it. Holy shit, is that an iPhone? Oh, hi. You just... Fucking hell. You just sneaking in the photo there, you creepy little boy? Creepy little boy. I don't know, I kind of have a hard time understanding games like this, where it goes into a bigger, like,
Nothing in
storyline.
the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Okay. I don't know. I have a harder time understanding games like this because I never really had this.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
That is an awesome table. God. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. is it's just like, oh, that was a bit of the old house, I think. It's really hard to have your whole family be in touch when they're across the sea. As you know, a big chunk of my family is in the States, and a big chunk of my family is in Japan. I wouldn't really call this game pretentious. I think that's kind of unfair.
I don't even know what would be pretentious about it.
Great-grandpa's
just telling the
friend
story
wrote
of a
music notes
family.
for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
I kind of understand a little bit of the dialogue being kind of meh. But that's not really... I think that's kind of nitpicky. Like, I remember, like, listening to it in the background, and a couple pieces of dialogue I heard were kind of like, okay, I
Mom
get
always
it.
told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
The fuck was that? But that, like I said, that's just kind of nitpicky.
I don't know what would be so pretentious about it. It's not like trying to tell like any sort of like overarching big moral story.
shit.
Yeah,
My mom wasn't much of an optimist.
it's
but
just telling the
never stopped
story of
believing that
like
my brother
a family,
Milton was
a
alive.
really, really unlucky family.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I don't know.
I
People
don't know what would be pretentious about it.
People oftentimes confuse being emotional with being pretentious. That's something that I've personally noticed. It's kind of this
After Milton
ideology.
disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
You gonna interrupt me again? You gonna interrupt
Then
me
Edie
again?
retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Yeah, you are.
You gotta take in mind, this is a really, really story-heavy game.
God, these pictures are so creepy. But, I mean, something that I've personally noticed is... Oh, God! Jesus fucking Christ! If you move, I swear to fucking God.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
It's not surrealism. It's primarily because, and this is just something that I've personally noticed growing up, especially because it was an environment that I kind of acknowledged, is that a lot of people view emotion as being a weakness. So if you show being like, you show love and you show sadness and you show these particular emotions, people will take it as like, as a person being weak. It's just, I mean, I understand why. It's kind of it's a weird defense thing that we do.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
It's primarily because when you show yourself being vulnerable in this way, like talking about your family and talking about hardship, it can be kind of seen in that it's hard to be vulnerable.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Until America grew out of it.
Damn, this is an awesome bedroom. That's kind of the best explanation that I can give you, because it's kind of hard for me to be
Mom
consistent
must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
with talking, because like it's there's a lot of dialogue in this, but that's kind of the best that I can give you, is that when it comes to anybody being vulnerable, like in a lot of this storytelling it can be seen as difficult for it's just sometimes it's hard for people to talk about their emotions. And I'm not going to deny some pieces of dialogue in this is a little bit reaching. From like what little that I remember and what little that I heard. There's just some pieces of dialogue that don't hit quite right. I don't know. as talented as this voice actress is, it's like when you have like this very serious tone with some of those lines, I can kind of see people being like, it's a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of it's difficult to like explain something like pretentiousness because it's kind of based on personal taste in a way. I don't know. What do you view as pretentious, Susie?
Whenever I think of something being pretentious, it's typically something that is like going out of its way to make a much bigger statement, or at least try to make a much bigger statement than it actually winds up making.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Trying to think of an example. I'm
I don't
having a
know.
hard time thinking of.
I
But,
think I think a really good example of pretentiousness would be something like the first Purge. Like it thought it was saying something in that, oh, what if they legalized murder for a day because of anger and all that? And it's just like that they're not gonna do that. Why would they ever fucking do that?
Yeah, no, it's like if something to me being pretentious is if it like if something acts like it's making a much bigger statement than it is. And I don't see that in this game. This
Yeah.
game's not really trying to make a. It's just telling a story of a really, really unlucky family.
Yeah.
Now you can talk about which dialogue pieces are a little like hammy or a little corny or something like that. Fine. But that's a big difference between that and being pretentious. Personally.
I don't know. For me, I view pretentiousness as something like, I'm bigger than you, but I'm making it seem I'm just like you, kind of type shit. Where it's like, we're talking about people that are on like r/I'm smart or stuff like that, you know, or like a lot of people that do like the stuff online where they're like, oh, peace and love, but they're scamming people, you know, by like selling them teas and shit. That's the kind of stuff that I view as pretentious. For me, when I view something as pretentious, I kind of get like this guttural feeling of shut the fuck up. That's what I get from that type of stuff. With this game, I don't feel that. It just feels like they're telling a story. It's like, hey, shit happened here. You want to learn about it? Buy the game.
Buy the game and then buy this other game.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Aww. I hate the fact that my first thought was like, oh, she's adorable. When did she die? I hate that. Is that a fucking saw? Oh my god, that's a painting
yes.
on a saw. That's fucking awesome.
Yes. I've actually seen that before.
I hate that painting.
I've seen something like.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
What about games that are animated art rather than a story?
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I mean, like I said, pretentiousness is no different from like comedy. It's kind of just based on how you personally feel about something. I understand why some people think that art is pretentious. Like, I've made jokes in the past about like, oh, this red square has so much feeling in it. I understand it. When it's like, it's a fucking red square. Okay, shut up. That's the type of stuff that I see. But like when it comes with, I think that's the amazing thing about video games. Also, I would love a room like this. Holy shit. This is really great. Oh, they drew the old house. Huh. I think the thing that I find most interesting about video games is that there is a lot more that you can do with that experience. It's not like a book where it's like the images are in your head, and it's not like a movie where everything is predetermined and you can see it. With a video game, there's a lot more aspect of choice and what you're allowed to see. Like if you go and watch go and watch like Ghostbusters or something like that, you only see what the camera lets you see. But with something like this game, you can literally look at every nook and cranny that you want to get more information about what's going on. I think that's like the amazing thing about video games. You can have your story and you can have your details. And you can still have a person determine what's going on based on what they feel versus what's being shown.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
I mean, there's probably some people that fucking hear me go on my rants on my streams and think I'm fucking pretentious. And honestly, I will not blame them. I'm a fucking asshole. I've done stupid shit. And I'm a dick.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh my god. You ruined such a good book! The
Now it
book
was time
nerd
to
in me
find
is
out what
angry.
My mom had been afraid of.
That? No. Fuck that. No. There is a baby carriage. Fuck that. Also, why do you have to ruin books? Oh god. I don't... Oh. Where's the teacups? Oh, here it is. About to say, there's only creamer or sugar in the actual
From the
tea.
paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Ah, Milton.
I'm sorry. When I hear Milton, my first thought is the fucking Game Grumps shit. Milton for my Milton. Get my chocolate Milton.
Milton,
It's a long jump rope.
I guess,
Reading this, maybe it
well,
sounds like I had a plan.
since you already know, you know that the Unfinished One is like a sequel to this, right?
Yeah. I don't know anything about
and you
the unfinished one though. The only thing I know about is Milton.
Was behind that door.
Yeah, so you know it's the story about Milton. Yeah, Milton got his own game about what happened to him.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
I just want to know why the fuck you have this. I don't.
Oh, the whole house is structured that way.
I know, but I don't like the idea of the uncle's bedroom having a secret passage into a 6-year-old's room.
Well,
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
a lot of Walter's stories.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
I don't know how old Molly would have been
She would've
by
been
the
6.
time Walter was.
Oh, you're talking
Molly's
about. I
gerbil
thought you were
cage
talking
in the
about like
bedroom
when
had
she
its own
died.
even tinier gerbil cage.
What is that? Oh my god, she put dollhouse stuff in there! She put a mini gerbil cage in the gerbil cage!
Yep.
I love that. Let go of that, please.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know if. Actually, I don't even know if Molly would have been alive by the time Walter was.
I mean, we'll see the family chart in a bit. I don't think that she... I don't think she was. Oh.
No, yeah, if she wasn't alive by that point, I don't see why it would be as creepy then.
I love that big old jellyfish. I love that. I mean, even then you gotta think that, like, I don't know, would you want a secret passage into your dead aunt's room?
Not particularly, but I could see the utility for it.
Damn, smart kid. Also, really great view. Oh. Oh. Where the fuck did you get? Why does a 6-year-old have a scorpion? Oh god, frogs. Frogs.
Once you learn more about Molly, you might understand more about why her room is the way it
That
is.
she's fucking weird. Oh, she's 10. Oh, she would have been
Yeah.
10. Oh, by the way, I was telling you about like the fucking legacy game. There's a side quest for the frog choir. Ugh. It was the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah,
I like the story, but I had to keep I had to keep trying to avoid touching the frog on the screen. For those of you that don't know, I have a somewhat bad case of rhinidophobia, which means I have a fear of frogs. I cannot even touch a picture of one, or else I will recoil. Like, physically recoil and have the need to wash my hands. I don't know why. I have, like, always been this way. I can stand cartoon frogs. I like cartoon frogs. But if it's, like, a very realistic frog, I can't do it.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Your dad's on the boat. Oh. Would... No. No. I thought for a second that her dad was the one that died by the dragon thing, which makes this drawing a bit... That is a disgusting caterpillar wind-up toy.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
I'm a very tall 10-year-old, apparently. Oh, no, I think I just stepped off. Alright.
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's late. Go to sleep.
She has spots on her hands.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Are those freckles? Or are those chicken pox? It's hard to tell by the light.
It's not gonna get any easier.
Oh god, oh, it's so dark. Ugh. I am such a wimp. Can you imagine having your own fucking bathroom?
I kept eating and eating.
Oh no, those are freckles. Okay. I was worried those were... Oh. Honey, you can't... I'm not a doctor, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Especially not in the fucking 40s!
I ate a lot of things that night.
I actually looked it up on whether or not mistletoe is poisonous. It's kinda mixed.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
It'll make you... definitely make you vomit.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Hi, birdie.
I reached out for her.
Why is there a chain on your window? Oh.
And suddenly... I was a cat.
As you do. How do I? Alright, there we go. Hi! Oh god, hi, birdie!
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Whoop. Come on.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Man, those models. Oh boy. They look like dolls.
I think they're low poly on purpose. I do not.
I mean, possibly. I mean, like... undeniably.
Games like this do. Yeah, I was about to say, games like this do low poly shit like that because the models are not super important.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta cut corners so that, like, the unimportant shit doesn't take up so much information from the stuff that's important.
And I almost got her.
Come here, Burb. Let me eat you, Burb. Did I go too far?
I could tell she was getting
Your
really
cat up on the
tired.
table.
I did! Be patient!
Now I was.
You act like I'm totally used to being a cat.
I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Come on. Oh, I'm not jumping. Woo. Come on. You're mine. You're mine, pretty buddy.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl.
I remember when I first saw this, because this was one of the most prominent things that I remember.
Little teeth nibbling in the grass.
And I remember having like a what the fuck moment. And then I realized that she's most likely hallucinating because she hasn't fucking eaten. And she ate toothpaste.
That I don't remember if that was exactly the conclusion that I came to, but I did think, yeah, she was like, this was not like this was not an okay child, basically.
I mean, she was fucking doing taxidermy in her bedroom as a 10-year-old. Granted, I don't know what else you're supposed to do in the fucking 40s.
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
I mean, if you studied animals, you would know that owls don't really chew. What they do, if I recall correctly, because, and I found out about this.
Rabbit.
Do you want to know how I found out about the fact that owls don't really chew? It's because a character that I liked
Too big to carry.
died that way in a
Started
book that I
choking,
read as a
but
kid.
I couldn't stop eating.
I was about to say, did you do
Suddenly, I was a shark.
the dissecting owl pellets thing? Oh, I love this part. This part is great. This part's amazing. I love this part so much. You are a shark out of water.
Bring me back to the ocean!
I love it.
Yeah,
I love this part so much.
I'm a beautiful
I
shark!
rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
I'm beautiful!
I was hungrier than ever.
Yeah,
I love that part so much.
I was talking about this, Heat and Stream. In the Deptford Mice, there's a character that dies because he's eaten by an owl. I found out about owl pellets. And I found out that, that's how they eat. That they will consume something whole, and then they'll, basically vomit out anything that's not digestible, which is like fur and bones and shit. By the way, in that book, they have like a Jurassic Park moment that's really fucked up. The Deptford Mice is fucked up. Massively fucked.
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, that is nasty.
You are now a tentacle monster.
Anyway. Ah, there we go. Now I can. Ew. Oh god. I ate raw octopus as a kid. This tentacle is probably something that I would have eaten as a snack.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
What is that? Is that a bird? Come here, bird. No! Let me eat the bird. Why is there a car on a boat?
That's actually not too terribly uncommon. It's just kind of a way of, like, transferring vehicles from one landmass to another.
I'm having fun just slithering. I don't need to do it this way, but I'm just
Like-
having fun doing it this way. Oh, it's so gross how it's undulating! Oh, it's so nasty. I hate it.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Ugh. Have you ever eaten octopus egg before? No. No, I have not. I have eaten squid babies. In a pasta, if I recall correctly.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I've never really been a fan of fish eggs. They're just very salty. I prefer fish. Early in the morning. Someday I will gather a bunch of my friends and we will she Santa while playing Sea of Thieves.
I would totally love to play Sea of Thieves, but it's a very big game and I don't have a
Yeah.
lot of space on my computer for it.
My friend bought it for me for my birthday. She bought it for me for my birthday and I downloaded it and holy shit, my file was in the red. Like it immediately went into the red.
Yeah, oh, it is a big game.
It's a thick boy.
Bought it so I could play with. I bought it so I could play with my buddy Clay because he was playing a lot of it and I was rating him. I was trying to help him get affiliate at the time,
And across the
so I
line,
figured I was gonna join him in Sea of Thieves
something I had
shenanigans.
to have, so
But I
slammed
can't. I
forward.
can't install that game. That thing's way too fucking big. I also saw Cabbage and the rest of them playing fucking Ark Survival Evolved, and I'm like, can't do that either anymore.
It's
I
kind
slid
of
onto the safe,
Also,
and the
really
good
fucking
smell
big
went into
game.
an old pipe.
It's kind of why I organize my games a lot better to where if I'm not playing it, I won't have it installed because I didn't realize how much it was taking up space on my computer. Also, a lot easier to find games that I'm streaming when I have like a specific list for them. I look like a black mamba from Series of Unfortunate Events. I don't like the way this is undulating. I hate it.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Ominous.
What the fuck was in 40's toothpaste?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I love
Okay,
the
so
picture of
Walter would
Molly.
not have been alive during Molly's time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Also, didn't she say Lewis was the one that died from the dragon? No. Wait. It was
No,
Odin.
it was No, Odin drowned. His boat. It was his boat that crashed and he sank the thing. I think it might have been, or you can suppose it. I think it might have been Calvin.
I mean, we'll learn.
No.
Oh, fuck.
No.
Oh god. My chair was almost there.
Fucking, it wasn't even that long ago that I played this game. I can't even fucking remember like the order of events.
I can't describe
God.
it. But I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
Well, I don't want you to, like, explain it all. Because I'm playing it. Can I not open
guess
this damn
it's-
door? Do I
so
have to go
it's-
all the way around? I'm fucking
Fair.
pregnant.
I think
Oh.
there's a hidden room. Oh, now you go out the window.
You are pregnant. Why are you doing this?
This will be obvious later, but
My mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
That is what we call having issues. Something that I am very familiar with.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Yeah, so, should mention, I don't know if you've caught this or not, but Edie is a short form of the name, because your character is actually, I think, Edith Jr.
Yeah, I remember that. What is
Edie,
fucking... What is that?
it's probably one of the bird cages. That's what I chalked.
Oh my god.
And
Look at this doofy ass bird. I love it.
Her room was like a museum.
But yeah, Edie Sr. is... This is this room.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
I remember when I first...
Mole man beneath the Finch house?
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
That is a disgusting image.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus.
But yeah, I remember when I found out about Lewis.
When Edie told people his
I
son was
believe
killed
someone
by a
clipped
dragon,
that,
she
actually,
could
that
also have
reaction.
said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could
Sven,
have, but
there you
she
go.
didn't.
Sven was the one that died to that.
Oh! Look at that, little dwarves. Look at the bevel.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
I had to turn around for a second because my fucking cord got caught. Fine, I'll do the thing that you want, Shining Light. I'll do what you want.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Holy shit, Howl's moving boat.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Oh, nobody did clip it. Damn.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Oh, okay. How do I... There we go. I was
Whatever's
trying to
wrong with
eat.
this family, it goes back a long ways.
But no, that's very, very disappointing. Apparently nobody clipped my reaction to learning about Lewis. Very disappointing.
Oh, no. No! Why would you put... Why? Why would you do this? Oh, frog. Fuck.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Oh. you imagine having a house like this? You just like have secret shit everywhere.
It's like that one John Mulaney.
There's a secret in this
Joe.
bathroom.
You know which one
The
I'm
last
referring to,
place
right?
you would look. It isn't in
I
the cupboard.
feel like I do, but I can't think of it right now.
It's hidden in this book.
It's the one thing you can't replace.
Ah! Talk about the secret. Never a good sign.
Never a good thing.
Can I go back through here? Can I go back through here? I didn't check that door. Oh, I can.
Oh, okay, cool. Don't think there's
Oh
anything.
no, I didn't.
Or,
I didn't notice that it was like glued shut until I already went through it.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're pregnant, but I'm curious.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
This house is just a festering for a tetanus.
Ah, Milton.
It's the one thing you can't replace. Your brother. Oh, I'm so jealous of this bedroom. I'm jealous. This is awesome. He's got a fucking bridge. You have a goddamn bridge in your bedroom. Why does that look like Gru? Man, that's fucked up. You like lose your brother and you have to keep the bedroom there. And he's like right across
Yeah,
from you.
Sam had a twin.
I can't imagine having a twin. The idea.
Look at the door.
What door? This door?
The door. Yeah, look. The line stopped on Sam's end. Or, sorry, Calvin.
Oh
The
shit,
line
you're
stopped
right.
on Calvin's end. I actually didn't notice it on my first playthrough.
It makes sense. I can't imagine having a twin though, let alone losing them.
And
It's
then
like
he never talked about him.
it's like I've like I know the biology behind twins. They're literally the same egg cell. Well, this is for identical twins, not fraternal twins. Fraternal twins are when two egg cells are fertilized at the same exact time. Identical twins is when one cell is fertilized and then it splits. It like does cell division when it's been fertilized. So they're literally the same fucking person. So I can't imagine having one of them die. Oh. Oh. That is fucking cool, but why do you have to destroy a book to do it this way?
Are you just gonna continue without worrying?
No. I'm gonna go back. I was just really curious. That's really sad. Holy shit, he has a fucking treehouse on his side!
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Sam did too, actually, if you notice.
He doesn't have a
But
bridge.
Sam's doesn't have like a. Sam's doesn't have a bridge. Sam's does have like a
I'm
treehouse.
so jealous of this damn room. Oh no.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Hi, Murdoch.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Jesus, kid.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
You know, maybe you didn't have misfortune. Maybe you just had like a really fucked up house that is just rife with
So
like
that
dangerous shit.
He finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he.
I know on my stream, this thing like actually froze the shit out of my stream a couple of times. It made my stream very stuttery.
My brother.
You're doing perfectly fine.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
That actually gave me
Calvin's story
goosebumps.
felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
That actually gave me goosebumps. So when I was a kid, we used to have...
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
We had this thing, I don't quite... Oh, he does.
He does, but he doesn't have a bridge.
Probably not anymore.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
You gotta think, he actually grew up old enough to take that down. The thing is that when I was a kid, we had something called, I think it was called launch, where you would try to go as high as you could on the swing set, and then when you were at your highest point, you would jump off.
Yeah, no. I've had people do that before. I remember that game.
Why did we do such stupid shit?
Uh,
I mean, when we were
kids.
kids, I mean, when you're a kid, you're like, I fucking can't die. I'm
Passages
invincible.
were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
What the fuck? Which way should I go? Should I go that way or should I go this way?
That way? Oh, that way leads just back to the living room. You're actually gonna go back in there, after you're done with the next story anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to touch everything! Fucking, oh my god, I saw a
Yeah.
skull.
Growing up, I always
Barbara.
thought of Barbara as a child star.
This is the one that got me interested in, What Remains of Edith Finch, actually. Because I saw some of the comic book panels. Oh my god, the cone bra.
The comic book panel part was so fucking cool. I didn't know about it going into this. I didn't actually know anything about this game going into it because
never
I
thought
wanted
about
to
how
avoid
hard it
that.
must have been for her
I was just told
afterwards.
that I was gonna really like this game. And I did. Spoilers. But I really liked the
Oh,
comic panel part.
gross.
It was very cool.
Oh, that is nasty. Why did you never throw this out? There is mold. Man, all the, like, the very 50s references. I love that. I can never, ever bring myself to imagine how uncomfortable that cone bra is. It looks uncomfortable to me.
Of all the
Jesus,
stories
how
people wrote
hard
about
is the
Barbara's death,
bed?
I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Here it comes. Oh, this one's so cool.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family.
This brings me back.
I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Holy shit, this brings me back. Especially as someone who loved
As a
Archie
child
comics.
Star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Very Goosebumps vibes.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror.
Why do I feel like I
What if I tried-
recognize that voice actor?
And Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes
What,
later, Rick
what did they say that guy's name was?
So Barbara went to
Who?
look for him. Right on
Rick,
cue.
okay.
The boyfriend?
She reached
Yeah.
for the music
His name is Rick,
box.
right?
Hmm.
So that is, Ian Dallas?
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was
Oh, this very
silent.
comic book filter.
Yeah, I love this part.
They
It's
even
so
got the
cool.
Halloween music!
It's so cool!
They got the Halloween music! Holy shit, that's hilarious!
And imagine the worst.
Oh my god.
I loved this part so much. This was so cool.
Oh god. What the
The
fuck?
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, jump scare? Jump scare?
No.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Jump scare?
Oh dear!
Fucking!
Rick?
Barb, relax.
Fuck you!
I'm just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Love our
Then
first
act
response is, oh
furious.
dear.
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up. But if
Very
this is
casual
it,
response to your
then
brother's
Walter.
screaming. I hate this fucking
Yeah,
music.
so... Yeah, Ian Dallas, Rick is his only acting role, so...
Hmm.
He's actually typically a writer, it seems. And he actually wrote, one of the episodes to Sam and Matt.
Huh! That is really interesting.
He wrote season 2, episode 1 of the Telltale games.
We need to pay attention to that because I bought the Sam and Max games. We need to pay attention to that. We need to find them.
Well, he was a writer. He wasn't an actor.
Yeah, I know. We need to like look out, see if we can like recognize his stamp on it.
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island Police described the man
He's actually a writer for this
with a steel
game,
hook for a
Unfinished
hand.
Swan, and Spaceballs, the
Residents are
animated
urged to lock
series.
all doors and windows and
See
notify
if we
the
can
police
find
of
any
any
like common
suspicious
writings
activity.
for him. It's the cash ringing.
Saw the hook
It's the sash ringing. It's the cash stinging.
speechless. He was quite smashing. And his remedy was he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Yeah, you were wondering how I would think about having a thing like this. This is where the utility comes in.
Fair enough. Oh, that's sad. Oh. Well, bam!
I just love how you're playing comic book. So
moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Kabam! Shabam! The baddest bitch in the West.
She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
It always is.
Oh dear.
I think my first question would be like, how the fuck did you all get in my house?
For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I mean, for her, she has the weirdest story because it never... Unlike the other ones, it's not really explained what happened. Because it's
I guess
not...
now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
'Cause it's not like... It's not from her perspective in comparison to the other stories.
I mean, it's implied she was, like, murdered by fans or something? Murdered by stalkers? I guess?
I mean, I think the story is that she was murdered by Rick. Because it does, in the comic, they say that he disappeared. Which could be based, like, on aspects of what really happened. Because somebody pointed out, that there's no blood stain in the music box. And there's no fucking way that the people who made the comic would have known that.
Let me get to one of the sadder stories.
The Mole Man. Fucking.
Oh, I guess we get a
Mom
briefing
said
about
the basement
spending
was
it.
off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
That's what I said! This whole fucking building is just ripe for tetanus. So I'm gonna touch it all. Oh, I hate this.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Ah, yes, the infamous Walter.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
I can't
She
can't
said
see.
after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
I don't blame him. He was fucking 10.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
I mean, your mom got pretty far. She had 3 kids. That's...
Walter is one of the saddest fucking stories.
I think this is the one that I remember the most. But she knew he was down here.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Why do I recognize this song?
And then one day, everything just stopped.
Jesus Christ, 2005.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
can't imagine living like this.
Poor Walter.
He saw something.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
Maybe Barbara fell off the banister. Because the banister has a gap in it.
I don't know, maybe. Point it, like, regardless.
Maybe this is all a mistake.
Definitely still a weird story regardless. There's no getting around that.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know
Poor choice of words, buddy.
I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy one day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Poor guy.
I think one of the worst parts is that I don't know if anybody in the family knew what happened to him.
6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Probably because she didn't even know.
God.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Wasted his life just to... Just for that kind of an ending.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
I think that kind of life is what my dad is worried about for me.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Primarily because
trying to bury something that's still alive.
I don't know. It was happening particularly when I left everything for a while. I kind of cut myself off from... There was like a period of time where I just kind of
Now that
logged
there's only
off.
one of us left. Or maybe 2.
I caught contact with everybody.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
So yeah, Walter does have a proper burial.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse.
You look
We made
to your
it real.
side. Yeah, he gets a little...
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
These are chairs.
That will make sense here in a bit. That'll make sense later. Maybe not immediately here in a bit, but it definitely will make sense
Maybe it'd be better
later,
if August
for
just
sure.
died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
That's one of the statues that was trying to scare Barb with? In the hole where Molly went in.
And the history you're a part of.
Oh fuck, I thought that was a person.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
There's Calvin's swing. Right above you.
Oh, sec. Okay.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing.
What kind of family
for me to
builds a
admit this,
cemetery?
It's actually pretty common.
The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Kinda. I mean, particularly for, like... I'd imagine so for, like, particularly richer families. I mean... In Japan, some people do have graves in their houses. Or, like, shrines, at the very least.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
But I have heard of family cemeteries before. It's oftentimes people that have, like mansions that have been passed down for years and years and years.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
I don't know, maybe I'm just going off of, like, Disneyland haunted house logic.
I don't.
Oh. Walter got a stone with a little man in it.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
I know I've definitely
She could
heard
see
of them
it
before.
poking out of the water at low tide.
What, Odin?
No, the family cemetery.
Oh.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
How much shit gotta get this fucking thing to run?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam died at war. I think.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Oh, they put a crown for Lewis.
Louis. God.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
Going
Part
back
of
through
me
Lewis's
thinks this
story
is
is
what
not
she
gonna be
wanted all
easy.
along. For me to come back someday
I do remember that one
and find
being
everything out for myself.
the hardest one, especially for me.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because of certain
But looking back on it now,
things.
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, why are you doing this? Oh, the fucking protective instincts. They know that you're pregnant. I know that you're not like made of glass.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
You're about to learn.
You didn't die at war. I
They were
hate.
both pretty intense.
Nah, Sam's story is
Oh, fuck.
a bit different than you might think. Definitely different than I thought.
Oh, God. This reminds me of my grandpa's house.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Yeah. No, is that his brother on the swing? Why? Why would you want that reminder?
I mean, you're living in a house with a reminder anyway.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Oh God! Ah, shit!
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Oh, it's so bright.
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I'm over here, Dad.
The fuck should I know? You're blurry as shit.
You can zoom in.
What?
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Oh God.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Monk.
Okay, got it.
This one is one of the most creative ways.
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
Oh, that's right! They mentioned that in fucking Calvin's storyline.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
That he likes the camera and never put it down.
Mm-hmm. A lot of this is just taking pictures.
What the hell is even?
That's how they tell the story. I think it's very creative how they tell each and every one of the stories in a different way.
It never feels repetitive. I kinda hate this one because of the fucking bright ass flash, but this is an old camera. So I'll be kind to it, even though it's not very kind to my eyes. Alright, what am I missing?
Oh, there's like a bird you need to take a picture of.
Hi. I literally spotted it as you were saying it. Oh shit! Ah, fuck! I wasn't ready.
I should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Nothing quite like being outside.
That is a long ass
Hey.
piss.
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out? Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Here, by the way.
I know. I just wanted to see if anything else would trigger dialogue.
True. Fair.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Where is my daughter? Where is my daughter?
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
You don't really need to do this, but okay.
Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn.
Oh, okay. I'm
Always remember that, okay?
Man, I'm really glad my dad never took me hunting because this would fucking traumatize me.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Why would you keep that?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Why would you keep that? I don't understand you. I don't understand. He died at 33.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I mean, you did go to war.
Okay. Can I have? But that's the one thing I can't have? Oh, I want to get out of this room. It freaks me out. This is filled with dead shit. So you probably shouldn't just keep your doors open.
Oh god. Remembered what one of the next stories is.
Oh, is it who I think it is?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close.
It's the reason
They both
Avi
lost
can't
a
join
lot.
us.
Oh no. Holy shit! Oh, I remember that. No!
Gregory.
Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? How the hell did you get a locker?
You could always do Gus, but you do have to do Gregory's eventually.
No, I don't.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh shit, I was supposed to make a call today. Fuck, it's too late. I'll say I can do it tomorrow.
Hand over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
I want to get this achievement out of the way now, because I don't want to have to play this again.
He reminded me so much.
There's an achievement for this?
If you knock all the letters of his name down.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
This makes me so goddamn paranoid to have kids. Especially as someone who wants to have kids.
It sure made him happy.
You want to know what's even worse? I've always said that I always wanted to have 3 kids. How many kids does each generation keep having? They keep having 3 kids.
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because Sam had Gregory, Gus, and Dawn.
And then you had
Dawn
Molly,
had-
Barbara, and Walter.
Yeah. And then, like, you have Dawn's children, which are,
Milton,
Edith,
Lewis, and Edie.
Milton, and Lewis. I didn't even think of that!
But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
Stay with
I
me,
know you did
please.
everything you could.
Stay with me.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Wait, Edie had Molly. Yeah, Edie
Had
Senior
5.
had Molly, Barbara, Alvin, Sam, and Walter. So that's 5.
Yeah. But then Sam had Don, Gus, and Gregory. And then Don had Lewis, Milton, and Edith.
Mm-hmm. Alright, time for Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
It's so weird because I feel like I knew a kid that looked like that.
It was in one of Sam's pictures.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
No, I mean when I was a kid.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Now this place might be familiar.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
I can't imagine how depressing it would be to be
Thunder
that
sounded
depressed.
much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
To like not clean up after losing someone. So it's just there.
Yeah, now you might understand what was with all the chairs and the trees. Too.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
she never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Why didn't you name Lewis Gus? Wasn't he your first boy?
Lewis is a bit of a different story if I'm not mistaken, because
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
have, I guess, the same father that Milton and Edith had.
some bedroom.
Which is also kind of something that hit me with Lewis's story.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, wait, no, it was Milton then, was it? I don't know.
My mom
think
moved to
I
India
remember
a
one of
week
them
after
being like
graduation
a
and got
half
a job
sibling.
teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
No, Lewis is Sanjay's son. But she said that Sanjay was also her dad.
Yeah. So I'm
When
just
my
trying to
dad
think, was
died,
it Milton
I
then?
don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Was this the half sibling?
How do I go inside the house so that I can see all the
I'm
all
sure
the
Edie
people?
was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
I sworn one of them was a half
The
sibling.
house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
I guess I must have misunderstood.
Things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Yeah, what happened to Dawn Finch? I don't think
She
that was
died
another one that.
of disease.
Yeah, you're right. I
Fucking
just remembered.
It was Milton's
Yeah, there was.
10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
God, I would love to have one of these. But yeah, it was explained that the reason why she came to the house is because her mom died. She got
I knew
sick.
she died. I just forgot what it was.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Ah, Milton. Fun going through your game. Very, 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 for sure.
I would love to have a room like this. This house is just so fucking awesome.
I think Edie was happy to finally have
Oh,
a more painting family.
no! Oh, that's so cool. Look, these are references.
That's straight up the architecture that's in the pictures that are shown.
I love his little caricature there. It's so good. Milton's little artist, as it were, is very good.
Milton Finch
this.
in
the
the
magic
paintbrush.
I like this. This is kind of cool.
It's like the one happy ending, kinda, sorta, but not really.
You'd have to say the finished one.
It's kind of hard to keep doing this. Okay, there we go. I figured it out.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
good.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I like to think that he's one of the few happy endings.
Well, you know the
Mom
ending.
definitely blamed Edie, but
The sequel.
I think Lewis blamed himself.
God, there's so much forest.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Psychedelic as fuck.
I do. Yeah, I remember when I was playing, I reached Lewis's room, I looked into it, and I'm like, Lewis, my dude, my homie.
You pass some of that shit over! Pass some of that shit to me! Buddy old pal of mine!
then I went through his story and, oh. No.
He literally got a big ass hookah!
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Ha! I did have a friend. She doesn't mind weed, but it smells awful. That's the only reason why she doesn't want it anywhere near her. But can you imagine having an office like this?
I mean, I'd be down.
At the same time, I think I'd be terrified of accidentally seeing some shit. Oh, I recognize that logo.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself.
Ah, the fish.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
So you know what happens here, right?
I recall.
Wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of his silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. We began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His prince waiting, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I think the hardest part is that I've experienced that before.
Mm-hmm.
In that it is derealization. I actually had to talk to my therapist about that because I had a panic attack about it, where I was talking to myself and I was acting out a scenario, and I started to freak out because I didn't know what reality was anymore. there are times when my daydreaming is so strong that I can hear voices and I can see and I can smell and I can taste things. And I'll walk around my house. I'll walk around my house not paying attention to anything because I'm in my own head. That one instance where I panicked was an instance, it was kind of like lucid dreaming while you're awake. In that it's kind of the opposite, in which when you're lucid dreaming you're asleep but you know that you're asleep. In that instance, I was awake but I didn't know that if I was awake. And I had to run to my dad because I needed that reaffirmation that he was real and that I knew where I was. It's even harder when you've lived in two different places, because there have been instances where I wake up and I think I'm back in America, or I'm dreaming about being in America and I feel like I'm there, and there's an instance where something feels out of place. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to work in a place like that for that reason, because I've walked around my house and I've accidentally hurt myself doing that type of shit. I like stubbed my toe, and I'm lucky that that's it. Especially considering I live on the 3rd floor of a building.
I can be thankful I don't walk around when I do.
I can only do it when I'm walking around, that's the problem.
That's fair. You're not gonna go through the door?
I accidentally pressed down. But yeah, I remember when I first saw that, I couldn't look away.
That one definitely sticks. That one does its job.
I mean, the thing is that, and I said this before when it comes to video games, and that it has a very intriguing experience about it,
On the
in
way
that
back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
there's kind of no other way you could show something like that. Like the power of derealization or daydreaming. That feeling that people like me have, where you feel like you have left your body. Even during anxiety attacks and panic attacks, I have literally felt like I have stepped out of my body and I was looking at myself from the 3rd person. I have memories of me like standing over myself and watching myself cry. And it is a weird feeling that you can't convey it to anybody else. There's no way to describe the feeling of looking at yourself when you basically escaping yourself because your brain can't handle being in your own body anymore. And this conveyed it perfectly. Something that no book or movie could do. In that, especially for people like me, you're walking around your house and then suddenly you're not there anymore. but you're still walking.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Oh, I'm standing on bubble wrap.
But I understand why we left.
Please, I need something to bring me some semblance of joy. Oh shit. Oh, there we go. Do you want to know something terrible? They actually made a type of bubble wrap that you cannot pop.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Because I remember...
And to that, I say... I actually remember reading an article about that and labeling it as honest-to-God terrorism.
It's like... I remember it because my dad came in and I was feeling terrible that day. I was very depressed. And he came in and he brought the bubble wrap and he put it down. He's like, alright, here's the thing for you, Nezzy, because I know you like this stuff. And I said thank you, and he went back to his side of the apartment. I tried to pop it and I couldn't fucking pop it. So I got up. I went to his side, I went, Papa. It's like, what? I can't pop it. It's built so you can't pop it. My dad's like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. And I'm just like, you can't pop it. It just felt like a little kid again. And it was nice. As shitty as a product as it was, it did get me up. It got me to get up and complain.
Everything behind.
This, I didn't find out about this until later, but apparently there is a thing where it's like age regression, where a person will kind of go back to a more infantile state of thinking for comfort. And I recognize it. Sometimes people don't recognize it, sometimes people do recognize it. Sometimes they're in control, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they do it on purpose, like they trigger it so that they can, like, fully go back. And I started recognizing signs of it in myself. Especially when I left for a while. I bought, like, Hello Kitty DVDs, and I was starting to look at toys, and I started calling my dad Papa instead of Dad. Because after a while, after, like, when I was a teenager, I started calling him Dad, and my dad did recognize it. He said, I missed it when you called me Papa. But when I'm starting to go back to that, I'll start saying Papa instead of Dad. Because that's what I called him for, like, 13 years.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
You imagine just fucking... I would love to see my dad's reaction if I just turned around one day and went, Father? Father? Did you buy the eggs, Father? I think he would actually look at me like I had lost my fucking mind.
Probably.
Father? It's like, who the fuck?
Maybe you should have come sooner.
This is not my kid. This is also, keep in mind, this is also the same man that when he bought, like, a type of chocolate that's got, like, shaped like a bottle, it's got bourbon in it. And I was like, I want to try one. He's like, well, you're not gonna like it because it's got a lot of alcohol in it. It's got like a whole shot, I think, of, like, bourbon in it. And he's like, no, I want to try it because I think I might have been on my period, but, I just really wanted to eat something with fucking chocolate. Like, I was just not in the mood. He's like, all right, fine, you can eat it. Took one, ate it, sat there for a couple seconds, like, I like it. And Dad's like, you like it? I was like, yeah, I like it. Nezzy, that has a whole shot of bourbon in it. And I'm like, yeah, tastes good. It burns nice. It's like, oh my god. He got me to, like, he got another alcohol. Cause I'd only been drinking liqueur up to that point. By the way, I was not drunk in those streams. You can't get drunk off a fucking liqueur. You can't get drunk off a liqueur. But, he got me, like, a different alcohol, and I started drinking it, and I'm like, it tastes alright. And he was like, oh my god. Well, at least we know now that you are, in fact, my daughter. Because that was the first time I had drank anything that was like a hard alcohol.
Anyway.
Congratulations,
Shall we finish this
Umbris. You have experienced what it is like to grow up. You go through a good chunk of your life doing all the things that you want because it's the only time you can, and then you spend a good chunk of your life feeling regret over the things that you like and lying about the fact that you like them, and then you become an adult and you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to growing up. Realizing that all the things that you worried about as a teenager don't fucking matter.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Can I get the achievement first? I didn't get the achievement.
What achievement?
There's an achievement that you can get if you, like, look through a bunch of the peepholes. But the problem is that a lot of the peepholes I can't get to because of the way that you enter the room.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Is that a fucking house? Oh, okay. That's probably just a wrapped dollhouse. I thought it was like a dollhouse made out of fucking paper. Trust me, Umbris, you'll be fine. You'll be alright. It's just a part of getting older.
You become an adult and then not much changes actually. You can just do more things that you couldn't have done as a teenager.
Pretty much. You'll be fine.
It's not much different.
I have that! Oh my god, I have that! Holy shit!
What?
I have that fucking pen! Yo! I have that fucking pen! Holy shit! That's hilarious!
Well,
Oh, that's terrifying.
The whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open?
The way she's eating with her chopsticks
The
hurts.
grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
You're right. Edith's room does kind of look like mine. A little bit. A little bit. Not quite. A little bit. If I, suddenly stop responding, something has gone awry.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Damn.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
So many secrets. So many secrets.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Why is there a bed in here? My brain totally forgot that a finch is an actual type of bird.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
What the hell? What the fuck is this? A big ol' rack?
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Oh, hi.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
That's a lot of pollution.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Jesus Christ.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Yeah, like kind of like a
few
long
years
car ride, and just imagine like a dude running. Or is that I did?
I don't know, my brain always like... Whenever I was in a car ride, my brain always felt like the car wasn't moving, but the world was.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. last Finch left alive.
Where's your dad, though? What happened to the dad?
Until I found out about you.
I don't know.
I'm still
I don't
not sure
remember.
what to tell you about all this. If we lived
You do know he
forever,
died, though,
maybe we'd have
because
time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That's the story of what remains of Edith Finch.
There was a thing that said, "Look for Joanne."
Joanne?
Yeah.
Is it someone in the credits?
Yeah. There's achievement that said, "Look for Joanne" in the credits. I don't really know how. I don't have a mouse or anything. Joanne! Where's Joanne? Johan? I don't know.
He's the Unlockables programmer. I'm guessing.
Oh, that's cute.
I was about to
Alright.
say, I'm guessing he was just being cheeky. That's fun though.
Nice little joke at the end of very sad game.
Yeah. And now you got Unfinished One to play.
I don't know how to feel about them showing me all these pictures of kids when a lot of the people that died were kids.
So, how you feeling? Yeah, me too.
I think it's pronounced Johan. Oh, it might be. It might be Johan.
Regardless.
Jesus fucking Christ. Problem is, probably gonna have to play this again if I want all the achievements. Yay for me. Whoopie boo, I love it. I love just being sad. Maybe that's why they gave us the unfinished one. It's just like, after this, you can play a game that's like kind of positive. After all of this. Maybe?
I'm not gonna tell you one way or another.
Oh, is it gonna be sad too? That actually nearly scared me for a second. I wasn't paying attention to that. I was looking at the fucking I didn't get Edie. Well, she was the last one, I guess. The replay a story. Replay a story. You can replay a specific story. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's...
Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay. Hear that, chat? You can relive all those really depressing stories. Wait, this story takes place in 2017, right?
Yeah, I got a package to make me feel better. Yeah, I'm back.
Yo, I just realized
Mm-hmm.
Edith had to have been pregnant at 18.
Well, she said that she